Welcome to the Midlife Edit, the podcast for women who are navigating the beautiful, messy, and sometimes sweaty journey of midlife. This isn't about a crisis, it's about an awakening. Join me, your host, Jen Weinstein, as I dive into all the things no one warned us about: hot flashes, brain fog, strength training, hormone balancing, and figuring out who the hell we are now. With a mix of expert insights, real talk, and a little humor, because if we're not laughing, we're crying, right? The Midlife Edit is your go-to space for embracing this season with confidence, strength, and balance. Whether you're trying to lift heavier, sleep better, set stronger boundaries, or just remember why you walked into a room, this podcast is here to remind you: midlife is not the end, it's just an edit, and you get to rewrite it your way. Hit subscribe and let's tackle midlife together, one episode at a time. This is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Midlife Edit. I'm your host, Jen Weinstein, and today I have a very special interview with an amazing woman who has not only been in a male-dominated engineering field for the last 30 or so years, she's also pivoted in her life and is helping women rediscover their passion and purpose in midlife as a midlife business coach and strategist. So, without further ado, here is my interview with Sairan Aqrawi. Hey everyone, so today's guest has been in a male-dominated engineering field for the last many years, has crushed that, but then she's also turned into a business coach and strategist for midlife women, helping us kind of refine our purpose. So I'd like to welcome to the podcast, Sairan Aqrawi. Welcome to the Midlife Edit. How are you today?
Doing great. Thank you, Jane, for having me.
Awesome. We're so excited to have you here, and we're just going to dive right into it. Many of my listeners are at like a pivot point in their life, right? And they're thinking, okay, I used to be mom and that's all I was, and now I want to make something of myself. Or I've had this career for the last 25, 30 years, but I don't love it. I don't find passion in it, and I'm bored in my life. So you've kind of had this amazing career in engineering, but then decided to shift. I mean, you're still an engineer, correct?
Yes.
And then you decided to shift and help women find what they want to do as far as entrepreneurship and kind of find their, and as you call it, hidden gem, right? So can you share with me what kind of your journey looked like and why you decided to pivot into this?
Yes. Thank you for the question, Jane. So, as you said, many people, when they continue working for so many years and they hit their midlife, men and women, it doesn't matter. Let's just focus on women for now. They kind of, when they hit their 50, they think they are done and their life is done. Well, I work for so many years, I have kids, I'm paying the bills, and life is good. That's when I come as a business strategist and using my engineering background by calculating really the calculating the outcome for what's coming ahead, and also provide them and guide them about the blueprint and what is the life still have for them. So I tell them this midlife is not a waiting room, it's not the end of the story. As a matter of fact, it's the beginning of more achievement and excitement that you never discovered before. And you talked a lot about the word shift and edit, which is very important. Pivoting in your life, pivoting in your eating habit, exercise, daily habit that you used to do and doesn't bring you the best outcome. Then you find out, you know what? If I want to really get a different outcome, I better to change or edit or shift my daily habit. So it's all going back to the inner work, Jane. You cannot, if something go wrong, you cannot keep complaining and put it on other people's fault, friends, sibling, my boss, the economy, the president, the politics. These are external factors. How about you? What are you doing inside in order to make that shift and make it work for you?
I love that so much, because you're right. A lot of times we think and we look outside, whether it be we're blaming that on something or we're not being our true selves because we're busy taking care of everybody else, but we're not looking deep inside. And I'm 41, I'll be 42, and this has just been the biggest edit of my life and wake up and excitement. And I myself have gone through career changes like crazy, and I feel like it's okay. You know, we don't have to be stuck for the rest of our lives in something that we don't love. So, what was that one defining moment for you that you decided, okay, I see these women and men and they feel stuck. I'm going to help them. So, what made you decide to do that?
It came from my own personal experience. When I finished my master's degree in engineering, I was all pumped up and excited to start my doctoral. And 2016, when I about to finish, I started my doctoral first semester. I had a chance to speak with a group of younger engineers at my university about the reality about the tech world for women, what they should expect when they graduated, because a lot of younger graduate, including my son who just graduated last week, they think when they get the fourth degree that all door will be open, there will be a red carpet for you welcoming for job opportunities. That's not the case right now. It's very competitive. Everything is saturated around us. Every career is hard to get in. So when I start talking with those younger engineers, I got a call from the head of the women in engineering and asked me if I happen to be a coach. Back then, I thought she's talking about athlete coach because I used to be a swimming coach in my 20s. And I misunderstood her question. I said, "Yeah, I've been in sport. I was a swimming coach." She said, "I'm not talking about that, coach. I'm talking about if you happen to practice as a life and business coach." And to be honest with you, Jen, back then I was not fully understanding the concept of what is life and business coach. But she made me curious, and she said, "Go ahead and just research ICF and see if you like it." Of course, I become more curious after she got me to the website, and I fell in love with the program, and I just never finished my doctoral in engineering. I started seeking the certification with ICF, and I become an ACC. So that was like the pivot moment that I realized I knew that being an engineer, having a degree in engineering, nothing wrong with that, and I respect all other engineers who pursue their master's or PhD degree. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you realize that beside what you're doing as a tech person or finance or a lawyer or in medical service, any service or task you're doing, if you find that you have other hidden talent that you can utilize and kind of put in a service for others, and that passion which give you all for fulfillment when you're doing it, go ahead and do it. So I knew that I can do better than this, that I can do something on the side, not necessarily quitting my day job because I'm still in love with engineering. I can do this on the side, kind of like make me feel good by seeing the fulfillment in other and also using my own story to motivate and inspire others that, hey, if you're doing a career for 20, 25, 30 years, that doesn't mean that's it for you. If you're really clear about what else you can provide, why just don't have a side business and enjoy it? And that basically helped a lot of customers who came to me and complained about their day job being stressful, it's not in alignment with their soul or their goals. I said, what else you can do? What you have done in your 20? What you really love to do when you were a teenage? Bring those up. Those were hidden gems. They are not dead. They're just being sleep and muted inside. Let's just bring them to the service and celebrate it in order to get your best version.
I love that so much. I mean, I just feel like it resonates with me personally so much, but I know that there are so many people out there. My generation, the generation before me, we were always taught you get a job, you work, you retire, and that's it. There's no fun in it. You have to pay the bills. And I'm not, that's not my narrative. I'm not
Yes.
saying yes, okay to that because I want to enjoy my life, whether it be in my career or outside of my career. And I don't want that label of I'm just a mom or I'm just an engineer, I'm just a whatever. So I really, really love that. What are the most common fears that you see from your clients when they're coming to you saying, you know, I'm bored at my job or I'm too stressed out and I want to do something different, but I'm scared?
Yes, so many of them, they have I would say maybe the most common fear they have is they push back because they don't like the change. They are comfortable, right? The routine, they go to work, they make good money, they come home, they have dinner, they plan 2, 3 vacation in the year, they take pictures with the family. They think that's called a life. That's not a life. That's been a routine person obedient to all the rules and effect and events happen around you, and there is no innovation. There is no something that make you able to innovate and create ideas. And when human beings stop creating ideas and being innovative, their soul dies. And that's what I see in most of the clients. Most of the men, they push back because they said, I'm the man, I figured it out all, right? So you have to really, your approach on the question, it will be slightly different between men and women. Women, we caregiving. We are good mother. We are good wife. We take care of the kids, siblings, brothers, sisters, right? Friends, in-laws. We think that we have to do it all. And by the time we hit our 50, we already exhausted all the energy and nothing left for us. So when I ask them, okay, you just hit your 50, what's your plan? They are already tired. They said, well, I thought I did a good job for everybody around me. I said, how about you? And a lot of clients, it hit them when I asked them the same question. I said, you told me everything wonderful about your life. I don't see you in the equation. And when I say that, they really get like, they start thinking, so what do you mean? I said, I don't see you in the equation. It's all about everyone around you. Where are you in the equation? Great job. You raise the kids. They are in college. They are driving. They are having their own life. Your husband have a good job. You're paying the bills. How about you? What you are doing or what you have done planning for ahead of beyond 50 or for future life? Oh, well, I don't know. What does that mean? Well, let's go then. Because we assume just by being a good, mother and wife, that's what all we can do. Women are so capable for doing a lot of things. We just don't realize it. And we get inspired by other women and forgetting that we are also able to do the same.
Listen, we're only 10 minutes in, and that just gave me chills and almost tears to my eyes because you're so right. And I've been one of those women who, you look and you're like, okay, you're right. What about me? And then we feel selfish by asking that, right? And so, like, I love that we're trying to reprogram and rewrite the narrative for everyone, because this is just super important for us to live fulfilled lives. Okay, so we've conquered the fear and we've talked about this. How do you help them with the next move? Let's talk about the purpose and finding the hidden gems, and then what it means and how you help them find it.
Yeah. So to simplify it for my client, I try to use the three standard solid pillars. Same thing that when you build a building or a house, you need a foundation, you need the wall and the window and the door, which is the building. Then you need the roof to keep that house safe and protected. So when the client comes, I say, use the same metaphor, right? If you are clear about what you really want to do in your side business, that's your foundation. Because without clarity, what we are building on the top of that foundation, you have to be clear. The foundation is your clarity. That's pillar number one. Pillar number two, it's the building. It's the door and the wall and the windows. What is that? That's the action you are doing towards your business. So foundation, clarity, action, it's the building. Then the roof is the consistency, Jay. Because if you are not consistent on doing what you are doing, the result will only spark one time. Everything will look like a vivid color and you celebrate, then it disappears. And simplest example, losing weight. If you're trying to be healthy and you lost the last 10 pounds, which you hate to have in your body, and you stop, those weight will come back. You have to have the consistent program and process that you're keeping, staying healthy mentally and physically, right? So you can't just celebrate losing that 10 pounds and you disappear after 3 months. That's not going to hold your goals in place. Same thing with any other goal. You have to take the action, then consistency, while you're having the foundation clear. Some clients, they come while they are all over the place. They want to do everything. They are in their early 30s. The lady, she's telling me, I want to have a kids. I just got married. I want to have my master's degree. I want to be promoted. And I want to travel a lot. Well, that's a lot, right? Yeah, I mean, we all call ourselves Wonder Women. We are Wonder Women and we are capable. But in reality, the fact is you cannot study, travel, get promoted, and get pregnant at the same year. You have to put things on perspective. So the clarity is the first thing. So the first pillar is very important. If you come, you are all over the place. I'm not the coach or the business consultant for you. because this has become a venting conversation. You're telling me what do you want to do. I want you to be committed exactly and clear where you're heading so I can guide you towards that goal.
That's awesome. So if I come to you and I am that person, what kind of advice, because there are so many coaches out there they're just going to take the client because they're seeing the dollar sign and it is what it is, you know? But if I come to you and I'm that person and I say, Sairan, I want to do all these things in a year, help me do it. What do you
Yes, and
say?
I have so many of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and what is make my business very organized and not giving me any stress. I don't take everyone who approach me, not because they are not good clients, because I'm not a great fit. There is no size fit all. When I looked for my mentor, I had four so far. I did not search them in Google, right? Not every mentor can guide you towards your goal. Not every coach is capable to guide you towards your goals. Same thing applies to my client because although I am having client, I have a mentor myself which I pay. So it's not that when I reach my ACC and I'm having business and client, then I don't need anything else. No, it's an endless process, Jane. I always have to build my game and scale my game because I don't want to be the same consultant you met me 5 years ago. I have to be a better consultant every year by taking training, studying, reading books, attending, conferences, and you have to build your skill until you really become that black belt in that niche, right? So those clients, when they come to me, I have 15 minutes complimentary. And I'm not psychic and I'm not genius, but because I've done those 15 minutes complimentary so many times, I could tell after 10 minutes if you really committed towards your goals or if you are really just here because the 15 minutes it's complimentary and you see my fancy LinkedIn page and you just want to pick my brain. And that's the question I asked the client. Are you committed? They said, I'm dreaming about this. I said, stop using dream. Are you committed? I'm not going to pick your hands and hold your hands or helping you because you are dreaming. I'm going to guide you if you really committed. And there is a sacrifice. There is a compromise here. I mean, you're not going to come to me and having, a picnic with me and life is good. You're going to have a hug and, cheering and clapping every time. I'm going to be very bold and actionable with you. You're not going to like the way how I'm going to coach you because I'm taking you somewhere that you never thought you're going to be there, right? And again, my engineering skills will pop up because everything's about outcome and result. I'm not going to be just saying you are great, you're doing great, cheer, let's go. This is not a football game. I have to really cheer you towards the end when I see the result. So many clients, when they approach me, they expect that this is like a painkiller. You get the headache away in 48 hours. This is a process. Coaching and consulting, it's an ongoing process. I'm still doing it for myself. You cannot see the change in 1 week, 2 weeks. You might see it in 1 month because you are already set on a process. You're following the process and the book, but you're not going to see the change right away. And you have to be willing to take the accountability. You have to be willing to take the responsibility, the task which I'm going to ask you. So I'll give you an example. If you come to me as a client and you said, you've always been dreaming to be a speaker on stage. And I would ask you, okay, Jane, you want to be a speaker. What do you have done so far? And you will tell me, oh, I've been reading books about speaking, public speaking, motivational speaking. I listen to YouTube. I attend speaking training for Les Brown or Brian Tracy. And I'll say, oh, these are great. What else? And you're going to say, that's it. I want to be a speaker. So that's not the right thing to do because I have to really put you in a place that's make you a real speaker yourself. So there's an action have to be taken here. You're not going to like it. You're going to push away. You said, no, I'm not ready. Fine. I'm not going to put you on a TED Talk stage. I'm going to put you maybe on a podcast, right? Speaking with a podcast or speaking in a small community or association, or even at least speaking at a staff meeting on your day job, right? Take the leap and say, hey, I'm taking the lead of the staff meeting. I'm going to start speaking up. Just speak up. Because if you don't do really the speaking act of it, then how are you going to be a speaker? So there is a hard action, and it's done to me also. I mean, when I tried to start writing, it was not enough just to read books. I have to write myself. Even in sport, when I teach people, teenage in the beginning, then I teach adult. I taught adult in swimming. You cannot just look at me how I move my legs and arm. You have to be on the swimming pool yourself to do those moves, right? So action breeds confidence. It always breeds confidence. The confidence will never come first. The action will build the confidence.
Yeah, that's great because, I mean, same thing in my line of work, right? Everybody wants this quick fix and they're not willing to take the action to do it. Sometimes we just need a little push for somebody who has either been there or has seen the results happen. And it's, you have to put in the work. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be done, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah, it takes
do.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything
it
takes
takes
time.
time. Yeah,
Mhm.
great things take time. And I tell my client in life, personally or professionally, especially professionally at work, if anything being handed to you, promotion, responsibility, anything handed to you easy come, easy go. Anything fall into your lap, Jane, and you wonder why it's in my lap, why it's been given to you, it's questionable. It's questionable. You did not work for it. You being a junior who just graduated and you are 24, 25 and you become a chief engineer, how that's happened? How? We wonder why, right? Even at work, unless you work for it, unless you put your sweat and tears on it, you're not going to feel the fulfillment because you didn't work for it. So if it's fall in your lap, question it. Say how that's happened.
Yeah. If it looks too good to be true, sometimes it is.
Yeah.
So we're talking about action, but what about like mindset shifts? So maybe I'm not ready to be your client yet, but I know that that's something that I want to work towards. So what kind of mindset shifts could I start now to do that in a year or two when I'm ready?
Very good question. And the mind shift, it's so crucial and important. I cannot put ideas in your head if you are not willing to receive it yet. I cannot sit down and say you are great on what you're doing if you really don't have the belief and set of skills and in your mind saying, yeah, she's right, I can do it. So I always tackle the fear because we all have it. I still have the fear when I go to stage. I still have the fear when I speak with a new client. I still have fear if I sit in a conference room having 50 engineers who have more skills than me. The fear is there. You cannot remove it, Jane. And if anybody come to you as a coach or consultant and said, well, if you work with me, the fear is gone. There is no such things. The fear is still there. Obstacles still there. Blocks is still there. You cannot remove them totally because we live in a logic life, right? This is not a fantasy thing saying, oh, just wake up one day, put in your mind, everything will be perfect, and everything will be perfect. Yes, manifestation, affirmation, you write on a piece of paper, nothing wrong with that. But it's all go back to the belief that you have in your head. And I think, I don't know to put it wrong, I think it was Henry Ford, someone said, if you believe you can do it, and if you believe you cannot do it, you are both right. And both time you are right. Because it's up to you. It's all inner work, like we said in the beginning of the episode. If you are not doing the work yourself, no matter how many sessions, no matter how much training you take with me or with others, if inside your mind you are not shifting and editing those beliefs you have, you are going nowhere. Because this is not a physical thing. I can hold it in my hand and just plant it in your head. You have to have the belief and the tenacity. You have to be very brave in taking that edit and that pivot. I cannot push you to it. You have to be willing to receive it and ready. You said it, the word ready. You might not be ready today, but in 3 months you come back and say, I had a 15 minutes complimentary with you. Back then I had some other, uh, obstacle and issue with my family. Someone was sick in my family. I was taking care of that. Now I'm ready. Now we can talk, right? Don't just take the opportunity because I have 15 minutes complimentary and you think your life will change in 48 hours. That's not happening.
Yeah. So what about you? You're an engineer, you're a mom, you take care of all these other people, these midlife women. What does your routine look like? How do you keep yourself accountable and on track? And, what systems and processes do you use in your life that help you?
Beautiful question. And I'm happy you asked it because I'm a human too, right? I mean,
Mhm.
I have days that I don't do anything. I have a fireplace downstairs when I am shutting down. My husband know he see me. I lay down beside the fireplace and I do nothing, right? Come back from work. I feel like my mind is just got to the fatigue. I cannot take any work. And if you ask me while I'm laying down beside the fireplace, what's your name? I'm going to start thinking because my mind is not taking the question. So, going back to your question, what do? I turn off everything, meaning I take off from my day job. I just take leave 2 days, 3 days. And I take also off from my side business. So I'm not taking any calls or any introduction, complimentary, anything. No podcast, no writing blogs, nothing. And I just sit down doing nothing, which is doing a lot because creative idea, innovation happen in silence. When you are silenced, there's a silent mode there. That's where the magic happens. And I walk a lot. When I take off, if the weather allow, I do walk a lot, 5 miles, 4.5, 6 miles, whatever. I don't feel the time. And I don't put music. I don't listen to music. I just hear outside and my inner voice, What's happened? Why I reach this? Why I'm in a fatigue mode? Why I become so tired? Then I realized that I took a lot in my plate. I start omitting and deleting the stuff that doesn't serve me anymore. Because we tend to take a lot. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. Oh, I am perfect. I'm a superman. I'm a superwoman. I can do this. So when you take off, you start realizing there's a priority. There are major and core value that you need to get hold of and not let go. The rest, Jane, is all noise. It's all noise. I mean, and I'm in mid 50. In 10 years, nothing will be matter. Not my LinkedIn tile, not my follower on Instagram, not of the club I got, not all the like and people love me or like me. In 10 years, it's you and your thoughts. It's you and your value. Nothing will be matter. When you are younger, it's hard to say that because you're still building your charisma and your personality and your resume, your career. So you seek that validation. You want that push. People say, oh, you're doing great, let's go. But after 50, you should be mature enough saying, now what? It's all about me. Let me take a pause. Let me get to that silent mode. Let me see what's out there in my mind. Because if you reach to the point, you copy pasting your day every day, you slowly dying, even your soul will die because there is no change along the way. So you have to stop, pause, turn off everything, cut off all the noise and notification you have in your life, and start asking yourself questions. What I can do to go back to the normal? What I'm able to delete and what other things that I have to hold on.
That's amazing. And I hope all of you out there are listening to this because that's something that I've been trying to do in my daily practice. And well, not daily, but it's tough. I mean, that's something hard to do. And that's something that I've worked internally with is shutting out the noise and sitting with myself. Because when you sit with yourself, you realize everything, the good and the bad. And sometimes it's uncomfortable,
Yes,
but we have to be able to live in the uncomfortability. And I think that
yes,
that's a sign of confidence and maturity, but it's scary,
it
and
is.
I
It
love
is.
that you do that. And I am so looking forward to, everybody says don't wish your life away, and I'm not wishing my life away, but I am looking forward to that time where I'm like, okay, I am 100% okay with who I am and I don't need that pat on the back anymore. And I think that that's very powerful.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah,
go
it's
ahead.
like a freedom. It's like a
Hmm.
freedom. You
Hmm.
feel free again, right?
Yeah.
I'm not waiting for Jen to tell me something. There's nothing wrong with that. If you still cheer for me and celebrate my success, it's a plus. But I should not wait for it.
Yeah. And that sounds amazing. That you're right, it's freedom. Um, So let's just shift a little bit quickly about your clients. And do you have like one thing that somebody did that you were like, this is amazing, this is the greatest side business, and you found that deep down in yourself and they are just so excited and happy about it?
Like a story about a client?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I always remember a couple of those like example client. I had one client, single mom, two boys, two kids, and she was, struggling in life, making a living, and she was doing two couple of work beside doing real estate. And she was always like trying to be a best mom because she's a single mom, two boys in school, and she was telling me she still feel like there is no value in everything she's doing. And I tried to coach her for, I think it was a month or month and a half. She extended her coaching beyond 1 month. And I realized that, again, she's doing the same mistake. Every time I give her accountability, not a homework, let's say a task, to put herself in front, because she was a single mom, she was still putting her boys or her mom or, sibling, everybody else around her in the front and not her. And I was not annoyed, but I was wondering why she kept doing that. So I pick up the phone and I call her. I said, "Can I have just, this is outside our session. You pay me. This is just extra for me. Can I ask you one thing? Why you always put yourself at the end?" And nothing wrong with crying in the session. It's a noble thing, and that's mean that I really hit the place that she really need to hear that. And she said, "Because I feel I'm not worth it. I am someone who don't worth anything. This is why I don't have a man in my life. He left me with two kids. This is why I put everybody in front of me because I'm not worth it." I said, "Then that's an issue because you are worth it. This is why I'm your coach. If you are not worth it, I would not take you as a client. We need to change that belief. And whenever you're ready and you know that you are really worth it and you working on yourself first before anybody else, call me back and then just stop the coaching." So that's what I did. I posed the coach. And I learned this, Jane, in my practice. 99.9, the biggest magic and the aha moment happened between the coaching session. Not at the coaching session, not between the coaching session, is when you pause because you make the client think. You said, "Oh, she refused to help me." I said, "No, I'm not. I want you to change that belief in your head that you're really worth it. And when you have that belief, I cannot just have it in a container and put it in your head. You have to really believe on it. Come back and we will resume our coaching." And that was such a fulfillment moment when she come back with a different attitude and the different approach. The way how she was asking me questions, the way how she was doing things, it was totally different. She added her belief. She shifted her belief, which has helped me as a coach to take her to the next level. So again, it's all inner work.
Yeah, I love that. And you're just helping people find that hidden gem, that inner work. So what we're going to wrap it up here in a minute, but I'm just curious, like are you reading something right now, or is there, what kind of things do you do to not just increase your knowledge as a coach, but just in life in general? Is there a certain author that you like? I know that you love to write and you're an author, and that's amazing. And I'm looking forward to reading some of your work. But do you read something, or is there a daily podcast that you listen to, or anything that you would suggest all of us out there listen to or read?
Yes. I'm just like anybody else who's still searching for their life. They're still searching for good lessons and good wisdom. So I'm no better or less than anybody else. We all go to events. Sometimes you enter a network thinking this is a empowerment network for women or men, whatever. And when you enter, you realize this is the wrong place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I try to navigate what is really work for me. In general, I don't want to make it so complicated and so stressful and research so much. What should I do? Should I do this or that? It's all about testing and researching. So when I go to the network, let's say I assume that networking or event will add value and I will add value back to them. If I realize after 1 hour is a wasting time and energy, I just leave. I thank the person who invited me. I'll be diplomatic. Thank you very much for thinking about me to be part of this network, but I think I gotta leave because I have other things to do. Same thing with podcasts. going back to your question with podcasts, I listen. I do different of them, but if I feel if it's a redundancy and it's a copy paste of other people, I just don't complete the whole session because I want to listen to new things. I want things that challenging me. That's putting me somewhere that I'm not comfortable to be with. I write a lot. If you see me in the room with a cup of green tea and write, that's me. That's my peak. That's my forge. That's my hidden gem. If I write, that's my refuge. That's the place that I really love because I feel when you take that pen and paper, there is no judgment there. That paper does not judge you, right? You can put all your feeling, your emotion, all the things that you have in your head and your heart. You can put it on that paper, and then later on you can go back and read it, and you will say, "Wow, I'm really coming along." That I felt, no self-esteem, no achievement 10 years ago. Look what I achieved now. So the book and the blog and the piece of paper you write on, it's like a hidden friend it's a hidden partner who don't judge you. You always go back because that paper, it's you in a different version, right? It's your emotion and it's your thoughts that you want to put in writing. I like to walk. I used to swim more. Now my swimming is much less, which I don't like because I love to swim. I also do, lifting weight, not dramatic, just normal stuff. Also, I try to read more about story. I feel like we all need to be more calm and collected. We don't need to act or react to every event happen in our life. So I feel stoic is needed, especially after 50. I feel like you should not waste your energy for things that not worth your life. You should keep that energy on the core thing that really serving you because everything is about energy. If I react to everything happened to me, if I react to a comment you put on Instagram, if I react to something you said in the staff meeting, if I react to the cashier who was rude to me at the grocery store, what left for me by 5 o'clock? Nothing. I'm already tired because I reacted to everyone. You can reply. You can reply short. You don't have to explain a lot because I feel like the when you get to that point, you explain yourself a lot. You are already making assumptions. Just be brief, be concise, be precise. Say your 2 cents and leave. If people misunderstand you, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, you're so right. And I try to tell my kids and my stepkids all the time, other people's opinions of you aren't your business. So not reacting goes hand in hand with that. And I do love that. Sairan, I could talk to you for hours, but you have taken your day off today to spend with me and my listeners, and I really appreciate that. So if my listeners are out there and we're like, oh my gosh, this resonated with me, I want to find her, I want her as my coach, where can they find you?
Thank you, Jane. So if they mention your name on your lovely podcast platform, they can reach out to me in LinkedIn or Instagram, and I will give them 15 minutes complimentary on both platforms. And if they want to scale up their, profile in LinkedIn and getting skills in how to, proceed a better career, how to do an interview, they can reach out on LinkedIn and I will give them advices. If they want to find their hidden talent or they are clear what they're having to do as a side business, they can also reach out in Instagram. It's one word, Sairan Aqrawi, and I'll be more than happy to guide them towards that.
Amazing. I will definitely link those in the show notes. Sairan, thank you so much for taking this time to help us edit our midlife. We really appreciate you being here, and I wish you the best. I can't wait to read anything that you write going forward. So just stick around real quick, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jane, for having me. Appreciate it.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. One of my favorite things about this platform is all the amazing people that I meet and have met and continue to meet throughout this process. And that interview that we just had, like I said, and I could talk to Sairan for hours. She is just so inspiring and so intelligent, and just, she's the real deal. There's no bullshit there. She's going to tell you how she feels and hold you accountable for actions. So if you are stuck in this pivoting point in midlife and you think that she's somebody that could help you, please check her out. I will tag her Instagram in the show notes. But again, thank you so much for listening. I think that this really is going to resonate with a lot of you. And maybe if it's not you and you have a woman in your life who you think needs to hear this, please just share the episode. Leave me a review so other women out there can check it out, and make sure you like and subscribe to the Midlife Edit podcast. So until next week, this is the Midlife Edit. Let's make it a damn good chapter.